they had a phenomenal principal that year. And like I said, day and night, from pre-service to the first day of school, what his personality was like complete Jekyll and Hyde type thing.
How bizarre.
In September, for 2 weeks, a string of fights broke out, and then a teacher was attacked from behind. A student was care flighted out. There was rumors that they had been curb stomped. I don't know exactly, because I felt like I was always intentionally left out of any loop that was going on. I was trying to also get the teachers to just simply turn in their benchmarks. Half the teachers absolutely just refused to work with me, let me in their classrooms. They would have like polite conversations, all while saying, no, you go away, because there was this perception created that the instructional coaches were central office plants, stooges sent to spy. And it was the weirdest thing, because I hadn't even met their superintendent until about 2 or 3 weeks into the school year. It was just crazy to walk into that kind of atmosphere and perceptions after finishing the research and the work that I did. I thought that I'd landed my dream job, and that here we are. I'd done my research. It was a school where ACT scores struggled to be in the double digits. And so there was lots of room for
Wow.
growth. Having conversations with the assistant superintendents and the principals and all those things before the school year, it just seemed like a team that was really ready to turn things around. And I still don't understand the chaos, except that it falls into the repeated systematic trends that keep popping up whenever you do a deep dive into Oklahoma schools. And I'd never seen any of this before. I also had never seen where half the teachers absolutely refused to submit any benchmark scores. And it had become known that these teachers were refusing to do this. For some reason, these were the same teachers that every time the superintendent was in the building or at public gatherings, they were right there with her, acting like they were besties. Yet they refused to turn in these scores because I was a central office plant and just trying to spy on them.
Were there any repercussions to them not turning the scores in? What would happen? You'd go tell the principal, or what was the process there?
I told the principal, I told the superintendent, and they refused to, like, these people were untouchable. It seems
Wow.
like it was becoming a thing. Other teachers were talking, they were talking to parents, they were talking to, because what it essentially does, and this connects with the state tying accountability funds to state assessment, if you're not giving those assessments in fidelity, it doesn't just mean that this class that didn't submit their assessment is inaccurate. It invalidates all of them. The teachers saw that, and they were talking to the school board, and the school board finally said, okay, we want to report on the benchmark reports by school. Have the instructional coaches give us a report at the next school board meeting. We were set down as instructional coaches and told that we were going to do this, and we were going to show what it was supposed to look like. And I'm like, no, this been an ongoing problem all year. I was pretty much told how I was going to lie to the school board. And so I reached out to the school board president and explained everything to her. At that point, I had always followed chain of command, but I believe in the system, and I believe that if we follow the system education wise, it will work if we do it authentically, when we're talking about authentic learning and closing learning gaps. And so those were the conversation that I was trying to have and the changes I was trying to make, and they were systematically being shut down. And so I reached out to the school board president and let her know. It was everything that she needed to know, I think, to piece the puzzle pieces together. She said, okay, I need you to talk to our vice president. He's been in this for a long time. He knows all the ins and outs. And so he called me later that week. I sat there, told him everything that I had told her, shared with him everything. He was like, okay, well, I talked to the other people and they said you're lying and you're just trying to get their jobs and you're causing trouble. And that was the end of it. The next day I was brought in. They said, okay, well, next year we're not going to have an instructional coach at the high school. You can have this reading interventionist job if you want. We all politely said, thank you for your time, and we went our own way. Now, I looked into that vice president later, and he has been the president of the OSSBA, vice president, treasurer. I think he's had every position with the OSSBA, and he's a local corporate farmer.